Hi, I'm Cole Heirigs, and today we have a new series called MSPN. Today I'm joined with
Brody Brown,
Cam Manning,
Stephen Harris.
And today we're going to be talking about the bowl games. The first one we're going to be talking about is UTSA versus Troy. This is a 25 versus 24 matchup. I don't really know much about either of these teams, but I think I'm going to take Troy.
I'm probably just going to take UTSA because I don't watch either of these teams. So I'm just going to guess.
I'm going to take Troy just because they're a higher rank, just by one, but I don't know. I don't know about those random teams, but Troy's going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Steven on this one, Troy. Some of the lower teams, it's hard to watch, all the teams in college football just because there's such a wide variety of schools and whatnot. But I got to go with Troy yeah.
All right, next we got Florida versus Oregon State. This looks like a very one-sided match to me. It looks like Oregon State is just going to pound the ball and take this game in control. They have a good defense. I'm going to take Oregon State by 30.
By 30?
By 30.
Dang.
Give me the Beavers.
Oh, okay. I was going to go with Oregon State, too. Not by 30, maybe by, Okay, I'll agree with you. Yeah. Oregon State by 30, yeah.
I'm definitely going to go Florida just because every year they're pretty decent, and they haven't been that good this year, but I don't think Oregon State's been good enough to be 14. I'm just going to go Florida.
I'm going to take Oregon State this year. Yeah, Florida's has been good all past years and stuff like that, but they're not ranked. They're a pretty bad team this year, and Oregon State has been proving themselves that they're good, and they've been doing decent, have a good team, good offense, and I got Oregon State winning by 15.
Next we have, let's go Baylor at Air Force. I think this is a good game. I've watched Baylor a lot because I watch the Big 12 a lot. I don't know that much about Air Force, but I'm going to take Baylor by 15.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Baylor, too. This year, the Big 12 honestly looked stronger, and I don't know if that was because there wasn't that dominance from the University of Oklahoma that there usually is in the Big 12, which was sad for us, being Oklahomans. But, yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Cole, go with Baylor.
Yeah, I'd take Baylor, any day because Air Force is never really that good. So, Baylor.
I'm going to take Baylor, too. Baylor has been just doing great all these past years, even though they're not ranked. But in Air Force, they only play, I don't even know. But still, Air Force is not that good of a team as Baylor is, so I'm taking Baylor winning by 10.
Next, we're going to do Wake Forest at Missouri. I've actually watched a few Missouri games. They have a strong run game, and they have a pretty solid defense. I know that Wake Forest has a good passing attack, but I think I'm going to take Missouri by 7.
Yeah, he mentioned Wake Forest's pass attack, and I feel like that's going to really get Missouri, so I'm going to go with Wake Forest on this one.
Neither of these teams have really been good in the last, 10 years. Wake Forest has been a little bit better, though. I'm just going to go Wake Forest.
I'm going to take Missouri on this one. I think it's a close game because I haven't really watched any of those games, but I'm going to take Missouri winning by 3.
All right, next we got Wisconsin at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State looked really good at the start of the season, and then they fell off a cliff. But then again, I don't think Wisconsin's really a football school. They haven't really produced anything like the last 5 years. So I'm going to take Oklahoma State by 3.
Yeah, I definitely think that Oklahoma State will be there. I don't know. Is Spencer Sanders, is he still playing? I didn't know.
I think so.
Okay, because he was in and out there for a couple games. He came back for Bedlam and whatnot. But I feel like if they have Spencer Sanders, they'll definitely get the job done over Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oklahoma State. I just like Oklahoma State because most people in Oklahoma like Oklahoma State. I like OU better a little bit, but Oklahoma State's been pretty good this year. So, OSU.
I'm taking OSU as well, even though Wisconsin and OSU have been on the same page this past years. But OSU did good last year. They have a good, decent offense and decent defense. Well, Wisconsin, I don't even know. I didn't watch any Wisconsin games. But I'm taking OSU winning by 7.
Next we have UCF at Duke. Duke was looking good at the start of the season. I remember they played Kansas. We beat them by 3. They came back in the second half. I think UCF was looking good too. I watched a few of their games. I watched them play a lot at home against a few of their conference rivals. I think that I'm going to take UCF by, let's say, 7.
Yeah, Duke usually isn't known for their football that much, but I'm going to have to go with Duke on this one. Going to upset Cole here, but we're going to have to go with Duke just because, nobody likes UCF, partially because you said that, but, they were really close with Kansas at the beginning of the year, like he said, and I feel like, maybe they'll carry some more momentum, going into 23.
I don't really watch either of these teams, so I'm just going to guess and go UCF.
I'm taking UCF on this one. I know Duke's just a basketball college, not really a football college, so they have, I would say decent offense and decent defense, while UCF is a football team. I don't really know about basketball, but I know they got a good offense and a pretty good defense, and I got USC winning by 10.
All right, next we got Kansas at Arkansas. Kansas, hands down, no questions asked. You already know. Jameis Williamson. I think he'll be back this game. He had a grade 3 shoulder injury. We were 5-0. We were ranked until he got injured. Give me Kansas by 50. 50.
What? 50?
50.
50. Okay, whatever.
Just for that, I'm picking Arkansas.
Okay, well, that answers my question on whether or not you passed your math final yesterday. So you can obviously tell I'm going to go with our Kansas, the Razorbacks, I got to disagree with Cole on this one. He's a diehard Kansas fan. He loves them Jayhawks, but they aren't that good.
I honestly don't really watch either of these teams, even though I should, because they're both really good. I'm just going to go Arkansas because their quarterback's pretty good, and I never really thought Kansas was that good, even though they were 5-0.
Even though our quarterback was on the Heisman for the first 5 weeks.
I got Kansas winning this one because at first they were 5-0. They were doing great at the start of the season. Arkansas is also a great team too, but I still think Kansas is going to win by 3.
All right, next we got Oregon at North Carolina. I think Oregon is not up to the challenge of good teams. I think every single time they play a good team that they seem to crumble under the pressure. I don't think North Carolina is that great of a team, but I could see this going either way. Give me Oregon in overtime.
Yeah, I don't really think it's going to be that close of a game. I feel like Oregon may win by, I don't know, give me 14, but a ranked team versus an unranked team in a bowl game usually doesn't end that well. So I'm going to go with Oregon.
I like Oregon, and they've been pretty good the past few years, but I'm going to go with the upset here and go North Carolina.
I'm going to go Oregon by this one. They've always been good, always. And North Carolina, I don't really know much about North Carolina. I just know that they're a good basketball college. Well, they're both good football and basketball colleges, but I got Oregon winning by 10.
All right, next we have Texas Tech at Ole Miss. I think I've seen promising things from both of these teams. Texas Tech has looked good against some challenges in the Big 12 at the start of the year. I really don't know who would be better in this game. I think it's a toss-up, but give me Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched Texas Tech or Ole Miss this year, and I don't know why. I've just always been an Ole Miss fan since I watched the movie The Blind Side. So, give me Ole Miss.
I haven't watched any of Ole Miss, but I watched a little bit of Texas Tech because they're in the Big 12. So, and they're pretty good. They beat OU, so I'm going to go Texas Tech.
I'm going to go Texas Tech too because they've been decent these past years. Ole Miss has also been good, but I haven't seen anything from Ole Miss, but I've seen some things from Texas Tech. So I got Texas Tech winning by 10.
Cam,
All right.
Well, sorry to interrupt you, but Cam, OU fan here, but does it really mean much beating OU this past year?
No, it doesn't.
No, because we sucked.
All right, next we have, speaking of OU, we have OU versus Florida State. I think there shouldn't be a question. Give me Florida State.
Yeah.
No question.
On paper, you got a number 13 team versus an unranked Oklahoma Sooners, but I'm a diehard. We're gonna go with Oklahoma here in the Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah, I like OU too, and it's hard to go against your own team, but Florida State's been pretty good this year, so I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to go Florida State.
W Cam.
I think Florida State's going to win, but I'm going for OU to have that upset, even though they've been doing terrible this season, and Florida State has been doing good. It's because everyone from OU transferred to UCF or something like that. USC. And, yeah, I just got Oklahoma winning by 3 points.
All right, next we have Texas at Washington. I think that Texas should win this game. Texas has looked really good against some challenges. They looked good. They looked really good against Bama. They've looked good against some of the. Bro, they literally lost to Bama by 2.
Yeah, horns down. Horns down.
I think that Texas should be able to wipe the floor with Washington. I think it'll be a close game until like the second half. I think Texas is good against pressure. They seem to play good against those good top teams, and I'm going to take Texas.
Well, I'm not even going to waste my breath on this one explaining it. Washington.
Honestly, same. I hate Texas, no matter how good they are.
Yeah.
Washington.
That burnt orange just makes you want to puke.
I hate Texas too, but I think Texas is going to come out with the win. They just have a great run offense and a great pass defense, and just like everything is good about them, but I hate them. Even though I haven't seen anything about Washington, all I've seen is just that they're a higher rank. But I got Texas winning by 3 points.
All right, next we have Notre Dame at South Carolina. I haven't watched much of either of these teams. I watched a little bit of Notre Dame. I watched their first game against Clemson. They got mopped. I don't know if they've came back from that. I don't know if they're ready to face a good team like South Carolina. South Carolina is also led by former OU Spencer Rattler. Give me South Carolina.
Yeah, looking at this game, it's a number 19 South Carolina versus number 21 Notre Dame. And, like we said earlier, usually the higher rank gets it done. And since Spencer Rattler is a South Carolina player now, I really got to pull for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's like one of those teams that's silently there all the time. And there were years in the past that they were really good and they were in the top 4. So I got to go Notre Dame on this one.
Yeah, I didn't honestly think that South Carolina would be even close to being ranked because they had Spencer Rattler, and I didn't think he was that good.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They've just upset some people this year, so I'm going to have to go South Carolina.
I'm going to go South Carolina too. Spencer Rattler has been doing good these past games. And Notre Dame, they always do good, but this year it's been a big upset for Notre Dame. But South Carolina has been doing good. Didn't they beat Tennessee?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
By a lot, by like 30.
Yeah. So Spencer Rattler went off that game, so I got South Carolina winning by 15.
Next we have Tennessee at Clemson. If this was like 4 weeks ago, I would have took Tennessee in a heartbeat. But now I think it's more of a toss-up. We've seen that Tennessee does not like big games. They don't like big shows. I do not think that.
Their quarterback, who was a Heisman Trophy finalist, gonna be at least, tore his ACL a few weeks ago.
So I think that this is really an easy game for me now. Give me Clemson by 21. I don't think this is much of a game without their quarterback.
Yeah, I feel like with them not having their quarterback, it's definitely going to be a lot less of a decent or an equal matchup, I guess you'd say. But, I don't like Clemson. I don't know why. It's just something about Clemson, but honestly, I think they're going to get it done over the Volunteers. I got to go Clemson on this one, even though I hate to say it.
Yeah, Clemson's been good forever. And last year, they weren't that great.
Yeah.
This year, I didn't think they were going to be that good, and they were. They're number 7, and since Tennessee's quarterback tore his ACL a few weeks ago, I think Clemson will pretty much shut them out.
Mm-hmm.
I got Clemson winning as well. Both of these teams have been doing good over these past years, but I got Clemson winning just because of how you said that Tennessee's quarterback tore his ACL. Tennessee has been doing great these past first weeks. They were doing like number 1 type stuff, but Clemson has been rising up. They've been proving themselves that they're the better team than Tennessee. So I got Clemson winning by 10.
Okay, there you go.
All right, next we have Alabama at Kansas State. I think that this is a good game. Kansas State has been playing good. They have that little short running back, Deuce Vanguard. I think that Kansas State could run all over Bama and give me Kansas State by 9.
Yeah, this goes back again. Like, I feel like we've had a lot of talk today about you want to pick the higher seed, but with OU, like my team being a Big 12 school, I feel like it's always like profound for your team, like your pool for their conference, even if they're not at the top. So I'm gonna have to go with Kansas State on this one. Alabama, honestly, they just had so much success there for years that it started to get where nobody even liked them. Like there were a few bandwagoners still left, but I feel like Alabama was such a prospect that it almost got annoying at times.
Yeah, Alabama, you're right, has been really good the past, I don't even know how long, like 15 years. But Kansas State has really been great this year, and Alabama's, gotten upset a few times, so I think Kansas State is going to almost shut them out.
I got Bama winning this game because, Bama has been doing great over the past 10 years, and they got Bryce on. They got a full roster on their team. While Kansas State, they've been a big, They've upset a lot of people, and they've been doing good this past year, but they haven't been really nothing past years. So I got Bama winning by 10.
All right, next we're starting to get into the semifinals. We have TCU at Michigan. I think this is a really good game. Max Duggan, I think he should have won the Heisman over Caleb Williams, but he didn't. He had this one thing against Kansas State. He had like blood running down his elbow. He was out of breath, and he scored a rushing touchdown. And then they got unlucky in overtime. He definitely crossed the plane. I think that TCU is up to the test of Michigan, and I think that TCU could cross that line with Max Duggan and get to the finals. So I'm going to take TCU by 14.
Yeah, looking at this, earlier we talked about, the Big 12 and everything, hoping that they would do good this year. But I don't understand how TCU still made it to the top 4. This doesn't really make sense to me with the committee and the voting and everything on this one. So I really got to go Michigan just because I don't feel like TCU is honestly fit to be there. I feel like, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like they shouldn't be there. I feel like it should be Alabama or somebody. But I know y'all are looking at me crazy. But I don't really feel like TCU deserves to be there. So honestly, I got to take Michigan on this one. And I'll save this for the next round, okay? But I gotta go Michigan.
All right, I agree with you. TCU does not belong there, but who else is going to be there? Alabama.
Yeah.
They have already 3 or 4 losses.
That.
And who's number 6? USC. USC.
No, USC's
USC's
10.
10.
Oh.
Utah's 8. I don't know who's 6.
All right. Well,
6 is Tennessee. 7 is Clemson. I don't think Tennessee should be there either.
Yeah.
So I think TCU is the most fit to be there out of.
Yeah. Well,
Bama.
I'm definitely just gonna go Michigan because they've been dominating this year.
I'm going to go Michigan, too. After the big upset against Ohio State, they shut down C.J. Stroud and the whole entire offense, and they've just been doing great this year and past years, and somehow TCU climbed up the ranks this year. They've been phenomenal this year, but I got Michigan blowing them out 21.
Next we have Ohio State at Georgia. I think this is a cakewalk. Give me Georgia by 28. Georgia has proven themselves. They beat a number 1 Tennessee team by 30 or something like that. I think that Georgia's the best team in college football undoubtedly, and I think that Georgia is going to get it done.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite obvious that Georgia has the best shot at winning this game, but I'd really think it'd be cool if Ohio State University would win this game because I'd love to see another matchup of them and Michigan, maybe get some revenge on Michigan there, but I feel like it's going to be Georgia definitely winning this ball game.
Yeah, I think Georgia, they've just absolutely destroyed everybody that they've played. And I think Georgia going against a good team for once can actually, not be as good because I don't think they're as good as they've been, lived up to. I don't know. But Ohio State's been pretty good. I like their quarterback. So, yeah, I'm going to go Ohio State versus Michigan in the finals.
Almost in sorts like Alabama over the past couple of years. It seems like they get really easy, schedules almost. But then once we get to these final games, they get a little bit, tougher teams. But they still show what team they are. Steven?
So I'm going to take Georgia this one. They won championship last year. Ohio State has not been doing – they're doing great this year. But after that loss against Michigan, all hopes and dreams are down for Ohio State. And the Michigan's running back got hurt, so they would have got blown out even more. So I got Georgia winning. They got a great quarterback, a great offense, a great defense. So I got Georgia winning by 20.
All right, before we give our final predictions, let's do the Cotton Bowl and the Rose Bowl, and then we're going to go to our finals. So I think in the Cotton Bowl, USC, Caleb Williams with the Heisman against Tulane. I don't really think this is much of a matchup.
Please don't say it.
I think that USC plays on a higher level than every other team in their conference. I think that they play. I don't know. Their game against Utah was really disappointing for me. I think that USC could have managed that game a lot better. I think the coaching staff should have switched it up from what they were doing. But it is what it is. I think they could have been in here. So I'm going to take USC.
Well, it's quite obvious what I'm going to say. Not USC. Lincoln Riley left us plain and dry here in Oklahoma. But The deal with USC, I mean, I feel like they're a really good football team and everything, but I don't know. I gotta go Tulane just because I don't really like USC, and I feel like with it being down in Texas, there's definitely gonna be a lot of mad OU fans down there.
Yeah. I really don't like USC because I just hate Lincoln Riley and how he left us. But I think they're really good. Caleb Williams, Heisman winner. I'm going to have to go USC.
I'm going to have to go USC too, even though I don't like him how Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley left OU. But Caleb Williams has been a dog this year. He won Heisman, and their whole team is just good. Good offense, good defense. I haven't heard of Tulane, whatever the name is. So I got USC winning by 10.
Next we have the Rose Bowl, Penn State at Utah. I think Utah played really good against USC, but give me Penn State. They just look all around better to me.
I definitely have to agree with you. I don't feel like the rankings are correct here, but yeah, I definitely got to go with Penn State.
Yeah, I think how Utah beat USC twice, so I think they're a really good team. I think they should be ranked a little higher, so I just have to go Utah.
I'm going to go Penn State with the upset right here because Penn State has been doing great this year, same as Utah. But I think Penn State has a better offense and better defense than them, so I got Penn State winning by 3.
All right, now we have our championship. Mine is TCU against Georgia. As much as I would love TCU to win, I don't think it's going to get done. Give me Georgia by like a landslide.
Yeah, in my dream championship game, I'd love to see Michigan, Ohio State, with once again Michigan winning. But I feel like it's going to be Michigan, Georgia, and I feel like Georgia has just been so dominant this year that it's just going to keep going in their way or in their favor.
Yeah, mine is Michigan versus Ohio State, and I would like Ohio State to win because I kind of like them. They're really good. I like their quarterback, but I think Michigan's just a little too good for them. I'm going to have to go Michigan.
I'm going to go Michigan and Georgia, even though I would like to see Michigan and Ohio State again. But I got Michigan winning against Georgia. Yeah, Georgia's a great team. But Michigan, when they played, Michigan's a dog. Same as Georgia. But when Michigan gets the running back, which he was a contender for Heisman, they're going to win by 10 points.
All right, and that's all.